Hey guys, welcome back. Here we are today talking about Mexico. We're going to be uh, talking to Jenny from the Waldorf Astoria, Los Cabos Pedregal, a beautiful resort. I'd like to welcome you all back. My name is Colter Fleming. I am your strategic account manager for Classic Vacations based in Orange County, and I'm joined by my friend and colleague, Joseph Barney.
Hi everyone, I'm Joseph Barney. I am the Strategic Account Manager for Classic Vacations for Greater Los Angeles and the Bay Area. So we're really excited that you guys are going to be joining us today and talking to Jenny DeBonis, who is fabulous and represents the equally fabulous Waldorf Astoria Pedregal. So to get started, Jenny, we have some questions for you. So first off, I kind of want to hear a little bit about how you got your start in your career. How did you end up where you are today at Pedregal?
Yeah, so it kind of started from a young age. I think I was kind of a hotel nerd growing up, and I used to rate hotels that we stayed in based on their bathroom amenities. So whether they had high quality shampoo and body wash, whether it was a bar of soap or liquid soap. So my parents used to always joke that I was going to be some sort of like hotel inspector or something. So I went to college and I saw that they had a resort and lodging management program, and I was like, yeah, that looks interesting. So I went to college for it, and I'm one of those weird people that kind of stayed in my field of study. First job out of college was at the Hyatt in downtown Sacramento. Very nice property across from the Capitol building, and worked front desk and all that for a while. Realized I kind of wanted to broaden my horizons, so I applied at a new hotel that was opening up in Napa Valley. I think I applied as like a catering manager, and the director of HR was like, I don't think your skill set's really like for that, but have you ever thought about sales? And at that point, I didn't really know much about sales, but I was ready to do anything. So I accepted the job, and that was at the Carneros Inn when it opened in like 2004, 2005. And I've been in sales ever since. So then I worked up in Napa Valley for about 10, 11 years, moved around to different opening hotels, did Carneros Inn, Calistoga Ranch, was at Meadowood Napa Valley for about 8 years. And then this job just kind of fell in my lap. I was driving to a Prost event in LA one day with a friend, and she said, hey, have you ever thought about, switching and trying something new? And I was like, I don't know. So I put my name in the hat, and 2 weeks later, literally accepted this job. And that is almost 5 years ago. It'll be 5 years this October, so a couple months.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm one of those weird people who stayed in my career too. I went to school for travel and tourism management. Where did you go to college, Jenny?
I went to Chico State up in Northern California.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So at the time, I lived in Southern California, and so I wanted to get as far away as possible from my parents,
Yeah.
not pay out-of-state tuition. So it was either that or Humboldt, so I went to Chico.
Smart.
Yeah.
I love it.
And what, like, when you were rating the hotel bathroom amenities, did you ever come up with a favorite? Like, that's so unique and interesting.
Well, so I mean, my parents were not super wealthy or anything, so we were probably staying at like Holiday Inns and all this, but I just remember like if they had a body wash, and at the time conditioner that was separate from the shampoo, that was like golden. Like that was like 5-star in my head, because at the time I had super long hair. So conditioner was like a must-have. And I loved like liquid soap, because everybody has like a bar of soap, but I wanted like the liquid body wash. So that was in my head, like I had knocked it out of the park if we had a hotel that had both of those.
There you go. There you go. I've seen flight attendants with whole collections in their bathroom closets. It's always very interesting, whether they donate it or, put it in their guest bathroom. So what a fun little hobby. Getting more to your property. Imagine for a second here, take us on a little trip virtually, in our minds. You've got one day left down in Cabo at the Waldorf Astoria. And what is that day going to look like? Tell our viewers, the perfect day in your mind.
All right, so perfect day. I have to preface this by saying I am an animal nature lover, so that's going to be kind of where my brain goes. So this may not be for everyone, and there's plenty of non-marine based activities out there as well. Let me just preface by saying that. But First thing would be whale watching from the property. So in the morning, typically during the winter time, you can see whales not just swimming by, but literally breaching right outside the resort. So I think start my day with a cup of coffee out on my patio, just watching the whales go by. Typically whale season for us is like October to March, April. Then kind of piggybacking on that would be whale sharks. So we do a private experience with the whale sharks, and I've done it a couple of times with the resort, and I honestly would probably do it every day, all day, every day if I could. But if you haven't ever been with the whale sharks, they're like, the ones we have are about 25 feet long outside of La Paz. So they're not, they're not little guys, but they're decent size. And when you get out there and you can swim and just kind of match their speed and swim alongside of them, it's absolutely amazing. And you can like look in its eye and it's looking at you. And I think that was definitely like a bucket list item for me that I was able to do. And I will always, anytime I have the opportunity, go and do that again. And then also, which these all kind of go in the same time period. So actually this could be a realistic day, would be coming back to the hotel and doing the sea turtle release, because the turtles do come and lay eggs on the beach. Typically actually kind of starting like now, August, September time, and they start to hatch October, November, sometimes into December. So we have like an incubation area. So they get the nests once the turtles lay the eggs. They put them in an incubation area, and if memory serves, it's like 30 days until they hatch. And then we have a marine biologist who launches them on the beach at sunset. So you can actually come and watch them kind of run into the water. So that was definitely a bucket list item for me too. And it's one of those things, you never know when it's going to happen. It's just kind of luck if you're there. We try to alert guests and stuff, but that I think between those two things are probably my most favorite memories on property. And probably the things that my kids are jealous the most of that I was able to do and they weren't. And then I think I'd finish it off with dinner at El Farallon, which is our cliffside restaurant, just to be on the ocean and have the waves crashing right by you and everything. So yeah, lots of marine-based animal activities, but like I said, there's a lot of other options if people aren't into that too.
This makes me wonder, like, do you have a few pets at home? Like, are you normally into animals, or just when you go to Cabo?
I am normally into animals, and funny enough, I think over the last couple of months, everyone on pretty much every Zoom I was on saw at least 1, 2, maybe 3 animals, because my kids kept like bringing them into every picture I had. So yeah, we have a Great Dane. We have 2 cats, because we foster failed a kitten over this whole COVID things too. So now we have 2 cats. We have a hamster, and then my son has a fish and a frog. So we're all encompassing.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
No pet whales quite yet though. Maybe one day.
Yeah. I think I don't know if I'm brave enough to swim with the whale sharks. I definitely would do the sea turtles. That's a little more my speed, I think. I like things without big teeth. Well,
honestly, the whale sharks don't have teeth.
Right.
They just eat plankton. They just have big mouths. So they're just kind of like, they're just big fish, really.
Yeah, I think I'd be intimidated, but that looks, I've seen those things on the Nature Channel before. It looks amazing, but that's awesome.
Yeah, so, if you can get over your fear and jump in, I highly recommend it.
Okay, I'm putting that on my bucket list. Actually, speaking of bucket list, my next question is regarding that. So what is next on your travel bucket list? Obviously, a lot of us are a little restricted as far as our travel, and a lot of us had to cancel our travel plans this year. Although, of course, we're talking to you because people can still go to Mexico. But what have you been seeing your friends doing or seeing online on Instagram and kind of being enticed to do for your next big trip when we're allowed to go anywhere in the world that we want to go again?
Okay, so I may have to win the lottery before I can do this, but my one, like if I could pick one trip, it would be a safari in Africa. And I would love to take my family. So, so again, probably have to win the lottery between now and then to do it. But if I could do one bucket list trip, I see so many agents going there and just the pictures and everything, probably tying into the animal theme again. I think I would love to just go on a safari and take my kids and see it through their eyes too.
Yeah, that'd be amazing for your kids too. Wow, what an incredible trip to take your family on.
Yeah, so I need to start playing the lottery.
Yeah, or the McDonald's game or whatever, Yeah, that sounds amazing. Well, I appreciate you playing the get to know you, not 20 questions, but 3 questions game with us. But Tell us, I know when we were doing the pre-call the other day, it sounds like you had some really interesting updates related to what's going on down in Cabo and related to your property. Do you want to tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, let me share my screen real quick, and I'll show everyone a couple of the things that we have going on right now. Some of these kind of came together just because all of us were stuck at home with our families and kids and everything, so we wanted to make it interesting and give some unique options for people that may be traveling as a family during all this. But first and foremost is our holiday offer. So festive is coming up. I know it's kind of not in everybody's mind frame yet, but we do have a promotion going on right now that's 10% off bar and includes round trip airport transfers. We also just shortened our cancellation policy to 45 days. And we're looking to shorten our deposit policy too. So I'm trying to make it easier. We just came out with our whole festive calendar of events too. So if you have any interest in that, it's on our website. And we have different events every day, some stuff for kids, some things for adults, but basically something live every night. That's a different theme. And then our escape offer is pretty much our most popular package that we have available year round, but we did just extend it also into early festive time. So kind of that December 18th week, we extended it into then. And we've also added a 5th night and 6th night so they can get that same pricing for an extended period of time. And that also includes the airport transfers. And then we can always add, or we always honor consortium amenities on the backside too, so they wouldn't lose that as well. And then private passport to Pedregal, there's a lot of P's in that one, is our private jet service. So we partnered, I can't say too many P's in this word. We partnered with Schubach Aviation, which is out of Southern California, and they contract with airports all over the US, but primarily the most reasonable options I have are to Southern California. To make it easier for people that may want to do a private jet, maybe not fly commercially, but don't want to join a larger, collaboration or kind of one of those fractional jet programs or anything. So this is just kind of an easy way to book it. And then going back to the whole family thing, we did a Spanish immersion. So as families come, if they want to stay for a little longer, we wanted to kind of help the education process along and give them Spanish classes. So it's basically if they're staying, 4 nights or more, they can do the Spanish immersion program. It's 3 90-minute classes, plus 1 either private yoga or private tennis class when they're on property. It can be for kids, it can be for adults, whatever. We have 2 people on property that actually teach English as a second language to a lot of our staff. And so this is kind of flipping it around. They're also certified to do Spanish as a second language. So it's just kind of something that we can offer to the guests that's a little unique. And then we turned one of our casitas over into our kids club so we could have a larger space. And we took one of those bedrooms in the casita and converted it into a long distance learning classroom so that for families that are coming on property, they have somewhere that the kids can go and actually sit down and do their remote learning. They have help with IT and everything there. So it's kind of, if parents want to take a break, which when I was doing remote distance learning with my kids, if somebody said I could go to the property and they would handle that part, I would have gotten on a plane in an instant. So this is just to kind of help them through that process. And if the parents are working, which a lot of us are remotely, they can work in the bedroom or in their guest room, and then the kids can go to this remote distance learning classroom and get all the help they need there too. So that's kind of some fun things that we have going on right now at the hotel. And at the, for festive and all that, trying to make it easier for guests and everybody to, sorry, my alarm's going off, but to be able to stay with me.
Well, one follow-up question, just to help our listeners or anybody who's going to watch this in the near future. I know Cabo is going to some great lengths when it comes to managing this time. Can you just give us a few tidbits just to help let people understand what's going on a little bit more?
Yeah, so I actually went down there a couple of weeks ago to experience it myself firsthand and just know what it was like to go through the airport and everything. But you're right, Cabo as a whole is definitely taking this very serious, and they want to make sure everybody that goes down there feels safe and secure while they're down there, but also keeping our staff safe as well. So there is a big push for that. On the way down there, basically you just have to fill out a form everywhere you've been the last 14 days, if it's somewhere else outside of your house or your hometown. The seat you sit in, the airline you're on, just for contact tracing and contact information in case they do need to reach out to you. And then everywhere you go on property or at any restaurant, anywhere in the destination, they will definitely take your temperature before you even step foot in the property. And then most of them either have a sanitizing station, whether it's hand sanitizer. Some of them actually have like a tunnel you walk through where they spray kind of a mist of sanitizer on you. So there's a whole bunch of different options, but every hotel, every restaurant, every DMC, everyone in the area all has the same protocols to go to make sure that everyone is safe. And we're working on getting rapid testing as well. We work with the hospital on property, so in case, God forbid, anyone does end up feeling ill, the doctors come and take a COVID test on property, and we have those results within 24 hours, if not shorter. So just trying to make sure we have all bases covered for everything going on.
That's awesome.
Does that help answer your question?
Totally. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's amazing. I really love the fact that you guys have the dedicated classroom set up, because just like you said, I think there's a lot of parents out there who would love a break from having to kind of hover over their kids while they're doing that. So the fact that you guys have someone there with them who can take care of IT issues and the parents can go do their own thing is, I think, really enticing for people.
Well, in our house, it's not so much hovering, it's more like yelling.
Yeah.
Like, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. So having somebody else do that that's not us is just, it's easier on everyone.
Yeah.
They'll probably be better behaved if it's not their parents too.
Correct, which is what, I think happens. So yeah, it would be better for everyone just to have an innocent third party taking on that responsibility.
Nice. Nice. Well, Jenny, I know this was super quick. I really appreciate you joining us today. Do you have any last words or any questions for us? What else do you want people to know about what's going on at your beautiful property right now?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that we're ready to welcome the guest. If there's anything that we can do, we're always super flexible, whether it's a different kind of promotion or package or anything. If somebody needs something specific, feel free to reach out. We're always willing to work with them and come up with a solution that works for everybody. And yeah, Cabo is awesome. Like I said, I just went down there myself. So if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer it firsthand. I felt safer down there than I do in the US. So I definitely would encourage it. But yeah, I think it's a great destination. And I think a lot of us have been kind of cooped up for a while. So if you want to go down and get some sunshine and see, it's a good time to do it.
Yeah, just 2 hours from most airports in California, and a lot of Texans like it as well. So for sure, check it out, guys. Well, Joseph, what do you say? You got anything else? How are we doing on time?
No, I think we're good. And I know Jenny has to go pick up her kids. So
which is why my alarm went off. Sorry. It's like to remind myself so I don't leave them there forever.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm like imagining your kids like waiting at a bus stop or something somewhere, wondering where their mom is. So
honestly, they'd probably start wandering the street and just, I don't even know what. So.
Well, thank you.
I just wanted to thank Jenny for joining us today. It was great to see you. We love talking to you always. And, you represent such an incredible property. So, just like you said, any of our partners out there, travel advisors, if you guys have any questions for us or for Jenny, always feel free to reach out, because we are happy to get you guys down to Cabo as soon as possible. Because just like you said, Jenny, it's a really great, ideal destination to get to, especially right now, not too far from home, easy to get to. And Mexico is one of the few places that's open to US citizens right now. So it's a perfect time to go.
Right. And no COVID tests or anything required to go down there. So yeah, well, thank you guys for taking the time to and inviting me. It's been fun. And I hope to work with you guys in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jenny.
Awesome.
All right, have a good day.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.